Hello everybody, welcome back to some Liquor Store Simulator. Something that I forgot to do this whole time at level 15 is name our store. It's probably not the most important thing, but it's something. Yeah, but we're here so we get this 5,000 loan. We can start paying stuff off and getting more loans again. I'll show you what I mean by that in a little bit, but we are getting close. We're getting real close. Let's check the prices. They look good. Looks like I fixed those. Okay. Let's see. Not the desktop. Customization. Okay, so what's our store name going to be? It's not Liquor Store. How about Havoc Liquor? Havoc Liquor. I don't know. That's all I can think of. I probably should have come into this one having a name or an idea for it, but I sure didn't. Okay. Let's see. So we'll do the deliveries now, and then we're going to do a whole bunch of upgrades, y'all. We're going to get all kinds of things rolling. This is not the right product. Yeah, see, if anything's just like in the wrong spot, oh man, I am a mess with it. What a good game, though. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, depending on when I release them, there's going to be all kinds of updates to this game, hopefully. I mean, I hope it keeps progressing and going, but this is cool, like, early, you know. It's the same with the Supermarket Simulator that came out. Like, that was way earlier, and I could do another playthrough of that easy and have a good time with it, but, you know, that's the problem with these newer games, and, you know, it's something I've realized why I enjoy the older games so much is, like, when I go back to them and I record them and I play them, that's just what it is, you know? But I think this one's less about the game, more about the vibe, you know? I mean, we're just chilling. Maybe you're playing along with me. Another simulator game, getting something done, just chilling. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? So I'm not as worried about the gaming content. Although, I'll tell you what, when I was on that repo kick, man, oh my god. I was trying my best to get like world record runs and going on these long runs and stuff. I had to remember during that time that it's not about having perfect runs. It's about just surviving and going forward. If I live to fight another day, who cares how much money I get because I'm alive? You know, like it's just keep going. But man, I'll tell you what, there are some times when I would try to force like items, try to bring stuff back even though it was super dangerous and, you know, pay the price for it. And it's like, I'll just start over again. It's like, well, how many times are you going to do that before you realize, like, yo, maybe you shouldn't force this thing into this extraction. Maybe you should just kind of play it easy, you know? But that's a whole different time. I actually, you know what? I need to do some lives on here again. I love streaming on YouTube, as it turns out. I used to be kind of against it, but it's a whole different kind of stream. Like, if I treat it like a different stream from my Twitch stream, then I'm pretty good to, you know, I like it a little better that way. Because, like, Twitch is all about the interaction. But on YouTube, I feel like it's more just the vibe and the game itself, you know, and just kind of the feeling we're doing. That feels better right there. Okay. Yeah, because, like, on YouTube, you know, there's not as much interaction, whether you're streaming or not. And I know on Twitch, people love the interaction. I don't care either way. I'm happy to just stream, make stuff, hang out with people, do whatever I need to do. But, man, I'll tell you what, on YouTube, it's nice because it's just... I've talked about this many, many times, and I know you've probably heard this, but, like, I'd like to focus on 2 to 3 things, and it's never... Why can't I put this on the shelf? There you go. I like to focus on 2 to 3 things at a time, and it's either, you know, chat interaction and, you know, reacting to things or just being live in general. Like, if I have my face cam on, I like it to be like the camera and then the audio, what I'm talking about, that kind of thing. Okay, not down there. I want you there. But on YouTube, it's like there's no camera most of the time. And I am you know, not engaging as much, so I can focus more on the game, my thoughts, telling stories about stuff, you know, just talking about random stuff. Like I said, it's more podcasty over here, so it feels like a little bit of a different vibe. And that's a big thing to me. I don't want people to follow this from the Twitch just to follow it from the Twitch. I want it to be something unique and something they could get something out of, you know? So, like, when I create, you know, most people, like, they're just trying to grow their socials, and that's fine, but I try to provide something different on each social. So that way it's, you know, it's not just like, oh yeah, follow me here, follow me there, whatever. But it's like, okay, if you want to watch, you know, this kind of a content, I have that here. If you want to watch that kind of content, it's over there, you know? And then it means a little more to the person subscribing or following or whatever. Because, I mean, really all you're doing is just taking people that already want to hang out with you and support you and stretching them a little thinner. I mean, if we're being completely honest. That's why I didn't mind growing this or any of the other channels pretty separate. I was almost thinking about not even sharing the information about that, but I still do. Just because there are people that are very, like, interested in what I'm working on and doing, and I appreciate that a lot, you know? I appreciate anybody a lot, but it's always cool to see somebody who, like, you know, I don't post about the different streams or anything, and people still find their way over, so that's nice. I remember I wanted to change. I wanted to change where I'm coughing a lot lately. I don't know what the hell's going on. Wow. All right, with the yawns, I wanted to change where that was on the shelf. So we will probably do. Yeah, we're gonna fill the store. I don't know if I'll do a big. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I will. I'll fill the store, I'll fill the back of house, and then we will, after the product order, go in and do a whole bunch of loan work. I think this is going to be pretty much just a reorganization video for the most part. I don't know if I'll do a whole day or not, because I want to get some product license. I mean, we're getting pretty close to the end of this, I would think. You know, I know there's going to be a lot of, like, grinding for money and stuff, but once it becomes, like, super grindy, we'll call it, pick it up somewhere else, or maybe do a different simulator or something. Now, recording this back, you know, a year ago or whatever, I want to know where I am when it comes to... This is a time capsule aspect about YouTube, again, something I really love about it. But I want to know where I am now. Like, am I adding multiple videos out? I mean, I had a big plan at the time of recording this to start upping the video counts and maybe release whole playlists and stuff like that at a time. So, I mean, who knows? Shoot, I might be working in an office. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Alright, there's... This cherry beer is not very popular. Does not seem to move too well, huh? Yeah, and you never know. That's the thing I like about preloading the YouTube videos. It's just kind of like, hey, no matter what happens to me or, you know, anything like that, I still want consistency. If I'm not able to do this, then hopefully the videos can still come out, you know? And there's a million reasons, good or bad, that, you know, somebody might not be able to do this, so planning ahead is nice. God, I know there's, like, people trying to scam me, right? Or not scam me, but use my name to scam people. And I tried to make a video about it, like a 3-minute video or something. It's still out there floating around on this channel, on everything I do, really. Because I wanted people to be safe, you know, and know what was going on. But, oh my God. It took me 1,000 times to record that. And I was nervous recording it, too. I don't know why. I guess I wanted it to just be, like, kind of professional, but also kind of me. You know, it just felt like, oh my God, I want to get this right so bad. And it just took forever to record it. My God. You know? Because, like, it's a strange situation, but it's also... it's also like I wanted it to be authentically me and still kind of like, you know, not doom and gloom. Because, I mean, it's a pretty tough situation. I hate being impersonated. I hate people, you know, potentially getting scammed and taken advantage of. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm not the one doing it. I just wish I could help more. You know, that's why I made a video, too, because I want people to know, like, hey, you know, I'm not going to ask for anything in messages, like money or collaborations or anything. You know, if stuff's too good to be true, it usually is. And it was just, you know, getting that point across, but also not like, again, I didn't want to be too doom and gloom. I didn't want it to sound like I was, you know, self-promoting either, because that video could easily sway in the other direction where it's like, oh, hey, these are my socials, you know, just make sure you know who's messaging you. Check the handles. That was my biggest message on the whole thing. Like, check handles. Don't check, like, the actual names. Check the ats, you know? Because, like, you can make your name on social media, whatever the hell you want to make it, for most apps. But you can't make your handles the same. It's always a unique handle. So, like, Discord was the big one. You know, people try to impersonate me on Discord or, you know, TikTok or wherever. And it was like, dude, the name on the handle is just slightly off. So you wouldn't even think anything of it, you know? Especially because they're using all my logos and stealing all this stuff and that. You know, it's funny. Like I say, I'm not, you know, obviously not responsible for it, but it still feels like shit. You know what I mean? It still feels pretty horrible, and I wish I could do more about it, but you can't stop these kind of things from happening, especially if the companies themselves aren't going to do anything about it. I mean, I reported the Discord and the TikTok ones a million times, and it's like, okay, you know, you ban them and a new one pops up, fair, whatever. Can't do much about that. But when they're not being banned or, you know, removed on the platforms, it's just like, what the hell are we even doing, you know? So it is a whole frustrating situation. It's an ongoing thing. And I know it doesn't just happen to me. It happens to a lot of people. I just, like I say, I just hate that stuff. So I talk about it fairly regularly. Try to spread awareness about that kind of stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, I made it very clear in that video. I'm like, look, even if I needed the money, I would not be asking for it. So I'm telling you straight up right now, right here. Like, even if my actual account, even if I ask you face to face for money, don't give it to me. Like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to support the stream, if you want to support the YouTube, yo, go right ahead. I am happy with that. That's like, hey, I love what you're doing and I want to keep it going. Dude, fair enough. I appreciate that all day, every day. It's not expected, but it is damn well appreciated. But, you know, if I ever just came up to you and said straight up, like, hey, can I have some money? Or, like, can you help me with this? Like, no, nah, dude. No. No. And I'm sure there's going to be some situation that could come up and, you know, maybe I'm forced to do something, but I'm not going to just, like, ask for it. I'm going to either work for it or get a job or whatever I got to do, you know? So, like, that's never even been a thought for me. So, it's, you know, and I think people that scam kind of know that. Like I say, they did a lot of due diligence on my accounts and stuff. So, like, they would talk about, oh, well, I actually have this promoting program I can help you with, or I have this program that you know, I can help you network with people and stuff. And it's like, I am not that guy either. And if I did, I'd do it for free, you know? Like, I'm not the guy who's going to tell you I have this cure-all, you know, magic freaking answer for growing on social media and stuff like that, and then tell you to pay for it too. Like, nah, that's not me at all. So, you know, they know, well, people can see I talk about that kind of stuff all the time, like if I can help out or whatever. So it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy the lengths people will go to scam somebody. I don't know, man. Crazy world we live in. Just be safe out there, you know, and that goes for anybody. I like, during this time that I'm recording this, a lot of other creators were also dealing with that. And so I appreciate the people that, like, you know, reached out and said, hey, I reported this account. That's probably not you, you know, whatever. And that's why I say, like, I'll never ask for anything directly in DMs or put up any pyramid schemes or anything like that. You know, anything we do through the YouTube or through the stream. It's not ever going to be some, you know, hidden secret thing. Like, no way. If you can't talk about fundraisers and stuff on your stream, or, you know, like put up goals on your stream and you have to do it behind closed doors, then you shouldn't be doing it at all, in my opinion. You know, this is a very public thing I'm doing, and it's a very public thing that I want everybody to be involved in too, you know? That being said, we're taking this loan here, and that daily payment's massive, but we're paying... Oh, maybe we won't pay this one off early because, yeah, we won't get that much more out of it, actually. I was going to say, if these were a few days down, we could pay that off and get a whole bunch extra, but it's just not, it's not worth it. If it was like, you know, less than 10 days each, we could definitely pay both of those off and grab them and, you know, bring some more supplies in or whatever we have to do. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much. So this next time we will upgrade, we will organize and maybe run a day. But thank you all for hanging out, guys. I appreciate that a lot. And, you know, sorry we went into that whole, like, thing, but it's just important to talk about. You know, scams are a big thing, especially the more and more convincing and, you know, AI and all that stuff that the world gets. You just got to be very, very careful. So it's nice for me to talk about that, too, so you get a feel of, like, yeah, even if this guy himself asks me for something like that, like, just deny. Don't do it. I'm not going to ever, but, you know, I just want that to be a public thing, you know? All right, y'all. Have a damn good one. I will see you later.